What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we're receiving word that some lawmakers are calling upon President Joe Biden to pass more stimulus via executive order. And this is your Build Back Better and stimulus check update. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. And also, a lot of people are asking this as well. Could Omicron lead to more stimulus checks? Now, the Omicron variant has come and it looks like it's going. And despite the inaction of Washington, though, what we're seeing is several states have stepped up and started providing their own forms of stimulus. And I've got some new updates on state stimulus for you in today's video. And I keep you up to date on these as they seem to be popping up every other day now. States, cities, counties stepping up and passing their own packages from leftover funds from the American Rescue Plan, and they're passing packages and in many cases their own stimulus checks. Now, right now, as I mentioned, AOC is one of the lawmakers that's calling upon President Joe Biden to do executive orders to pass more stimulus. And she's saying you need to do it now before it's too late because midterm elections are coming up this year. And right now, Democrats are in full control of Congress, the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And if we don't do something to show people that we're getting things done while we're in control, it's very likely, and we've seen historically, that America will vote in favor of the other party and Democrats will lose their control. And right now, since they're in full control, through the process of reconciliation, which is a majority vote, they'd be able to pass through whatever they like. But they're having issues getting those moderate centrist Democrats, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, on board to pass through stimulus because they're concerned about the 40-year high of inflation and adding more debt to our nation. Well, right now we're hearing that talks are taking place and they're saying they're going to come to some sort of agreement. Take a look, you guys. This is the latest Build Back Better, the tax edition. As Joe Manchin is coming out and saying, listen, I'll get on board, but I need you to fix the taxes in there. We need to fix the way that we're going to be taxing people so that way we're not adding to debt and we'll be able to combat this in some way. Now, we're hearing lawmakers, President Biden, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, saying that they have done that. We will see, and I will keep you up to date. So I'm going to get you caught up on the details of what's happening with the tax edition, AOC saying it's time to pass more stimulus, and also a couple of state stimulus check updates for you as well. So you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, get you caught up on the latest. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it could help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop on to Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, so let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest with Build Back Better and stimulus. All right, so first up, link in the description below, we're going to be discussing the Build Back Better Act. Now, as you know, it was pronounced dead in its original form by Senator Joe Manchin, who said that he could not support it the way it was, especially after we heard from the CBO that it was going to be adding more so to the debt if provisions were extended out over the course of 10 years, and then we'd receive word of 40-year high inflation. But now we're hearing that they're going to be revising it, resurrecting it in a new form, and they're going to be slimming it down and trying to get Joe Manchin on board and providing pay-fors in the form of taxes and likely renaming it as well. Now, here is the latest, though, that we've heard from Senator Joe Manchin about Build Back Better. Now, the article says that the Build Back Better Act was recently pronounced dead by Senator Joe Manchin, who has now said that his priority is to fix the tax code. Other Democrats seem to be rushing to jettison the Build Back Better label and construct a plan that will win Manchin's vote in a closely divided Senate. But they shouldn't be so hasty because they can both fix the tax code and build back better at the same time. Now, I'm going to hop over to this other article from the Wall Street Journal that's going to give us a little bit more detail as to what it is that Joe Manchin is actually proposing. Take a look. Manchin, he's pushing Democrats to revisit tax rate hikes. And the article says that Mr. Manchin has pointed to raising the corporate tax rate to 25% from 21%, so a 4% increase, and raising the top capital gains rates to 28% from 23.8%, and increasing taxes on private equity managers managers' carried interest incomes. But listen to this. But Democrats abandoned those tax proposals last year because of opposition from Kyrsten Sinema. So right now he's proposing increasing those taxes to help combat inflation and debt. But we got an issue with Kyrsten Sinema on that one. Now jumping down, he says, I respect her and what her concerns may be, but I think basically for our financial situation, it is getting worse, not better. So maybe we can take another look at that. I would hope so. So right now, Joe Manchin is saying that he wants us to revisit that, and if they can do that, he'll be on board with Build Back Better. But we're hitting another roadblock with another centrist Democrat, and that is Kyrsten Sinema, who is saying, do not raise the taxes. Now, let's forget about legislation for a second and go right to executive orders and executive actions. Say the president steps in, Joe Biden, and just makes things happen. A lot of people are saying, why doesn't he do that for stimulus checks? Well, as you know, the president does not hold the power of the purse. That is held by Congress. They have to issue new funds. However, he can reallocate existing funds, and we've heard that there's $800 billion, 800, of leftover funds from previous stimulus packages just sitting there. That could potentially be reallocated, and that is enough for two $1,400 stimulus checks, a fourth and a fifth, to go out to everybody federally in the nation. Now, in addition to that, though, the president can issue executive orders for non-monetary things. For example, take a look at this. AOC tells Joe Biden, cancel more student loans to have any chance in 2022. Take a look. Representative AOC has warned the president, Joe Biden, that he should do more on student loan debt cancellation if the Democrats hope to have any chance in the 2022 midterm elections. And AOC, a Democrat who represents New York's 14th congressional district, told the New Yorker in an interview published on Monday that the president's hesitancy on the issue was having a demoralizing effect on a key voting bloc. Her comments come as Democrats face crucial midterm elections in November, with Republicans aiming to take back the House of Representatives and the Senate and then potentially stymie Biden's agenda. And as you know, we're hearing that if they don't get something done, it is very likely, and we've seen historically, that America will vote in favor of the other party and power will flip back to the other side because they're seeing that the one that's currently in control is not getting things done. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. Now, we will see when the federal government, when Congress, lawmakers step up and actually pass some form of legislation to help out. But in the meantime, we're hearing that while we're waiting, and we're going to see what they pass, that states, counties, and cities are passing their own forms of stimulus as well. And I've got a couple updates for you in today's video. Take a look, you guys. Free money, up to $4,000 payments given to households who missed out on stimulus checks. Act now before the deadline ends this month. And this just came out today. Now, this is an update for you. I covered this briefly in a previous video, that millions of dollars are going to be available to help out people who missed out on receiving any federal stimulus checks in 2021. The one-time payment is a part of the excluded New Jerseyan fund. So this one is for those in New Jersey. And this one, it says the money will be especially helpful for undocumented immigrants. More than 460,000 undocumented individuals did not receive any form of economic aid, including unemployment benefits, since the pandemic hit in 2020. It says there's going to be a one-time direct cash payment of $2,000 per eligible person, and also households can receive $4,000. So this one is going to be for anybody that missed out on stimulus checks. And they're saying especially undocumented immigrants that didn't get stimulus checks. You're going to be able to receive this. I will put a link in the description below so you can access this. Now, in addition to that, here's another one that has come out. Helping Hand. Up to 155,000 families receiving food stamps to get $870 extra of a one-time payment if you're eligible. And the article says that this is going to be for New York. Governor Kathy Hochul announced on Tuesday that the state will provide more than $64 million in funding for residents with children, survivors of domestic violence, multi-generational households, and other struggling households. So you will be able to get this. It says 155 struggling families will get the one-time payment to help cover expenses, including food and diapers. Now, the Pandemic Emergency Assistance Fund will be managed by states' offices of prevention of domestic violence and temporary disability assistance. Specifically, the funding aims to give those in need of aid to pay for diapers, housing, relocation assistance for victims of domestic violence. Beginning this month, The OTDA will start issuing payments to families who are participating in the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, or SNAP, also known as food stamps, or getting public assistance. Now, how much can families get? Those participating in either programs with a child under 3 can get $140 for each kid to support the cost of diapers. The money is estimated to support a total of 150,000 children in 128,500 households in the state. And New York will also give one-off payments of $730 in April to help with food costs as well. So if you're in the state of New York, a link in the description below on additional support that's going out in the state. So you guys, that is the latest, and as more information pops up, as we get more news of state checks, what's happening on a federal level with Build Back Better, and potential executive orders, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out my channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here, you can stay up to date totally free. Come join the Bram fam. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, I hope this reaches you well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.